All right, today we are tackling a big one, The Secret. You've almost certainly heard of it, right? This is the book that claimed to unlock a powerful principle that some of the greatest minds in history supposedly used to get everything they ever wanted.
So let's just start with this question right here. What if you could have, do, or be anything you want? I mean, really let that sink in. That is the huge, bold promise at the very core of The Secret. The whole idea is that every single one of us has this incredible, hidden power to basically create our own reality, if we just knew the secret to unlocking it. Now, the story of how this secret came to light, well, it doesn't start with some happy, inspirational moment. Nope. It actually begins with a complete and total crisis in the life of the author, Rhonda Byrne. Just listen to this. She said, "A year ago, my life had collapsed around me. She was worked to the point of exhaustion, her dad died unexpectedly, her relationships were a mess. I mean, this was her reality. It was that classic rock bottom moment, where it feels like everything you've ever known is just falling apart. But it's often in those darkest moments that something shifts. For her, right at her absolute lowest point, this little glimmer of hope appeared. It came in the form of a book, a 100-year-old book, actually, that her daughter gave her. And inside that book was the very first clue to this massive, life-altering secret. And this, right here, this was the turning point. As she put it, out of her greatest despair came the greatest gift. That little glimpse of an idea wasn't just a glimpse anymore. It became this incredible gift. It set her off on this massive quest, literally all over the world, to figure out what this secret was and to find other people who knew how to use its power. So, as she starts digging into the past, tracing this secret back through time, she finds something that just blew her mind. This wasn't some new age fad. Not at all. It was an ancient wisdom, something that had apparently been passed down from generation to generation for centuries. And get this, the list of people who supposedly knew the secret, it's absolutely staggering. We're talking about some of the greatest minds in all of human history. Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Hugo, Beethoven, Lincoln, even Edison and Einstein. The book's claim is that all these incredible people, artists, scientists, presidents, they all knew and used this exact same principle to do amazing things. Okay, so that naturally leads to a pretty big question, right? If this thing is so powerful, and all these famous, brilliant people knew about it, why on earth don't we all know about it? Why isn't it taught in schools? Well, according to the teachers in The Secret, there's a pretty simple and kind of sinister reason. They say it was hidden on purpose. The idea is that the leaders of the past, the ones who had the secret, they wanted to keep all that power for themselves. So they kept everyone else in the dark, ignorant of how powerful they could really be. But that's all changing. The whole point of the book is that after centuries of being hidden, the secret is finally being revealed. It's coming out into the open for all of us. Okay, you've probably been sitting there thinking the same thing I was. What is the secret? We've heard the backstory, we've heard the incredible promises, so after all this buildup, let's get to it. Here it is, the big reveal. The secret is the law of attraction. That's it. That's the principle that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. So, the law of attraction. You've likely heard that phrase before, but what does it actually mean? How does it supposedly work? Let's break it down. Well, according to Bob Proctor, one of the teachers in the book, the promise is, well, it's everything. He says the secret gives you anything you want, happiness, health, and wealth. It's not just about money, it's the master key to your entire life. And here's how it's supposed to work. This is the core idea. Everything, and I mean everything, that's coming into your life, you are attracting. How? Through the images you hold in your mind. Think of yourself as a giant human magnet or a broadcasting tower. Your thoughts are the signals you're sending out to the universe. And the universe responds by sending back things that match those signals. To really drive this home, the book makes a great comparison. Look, we trust universal laws all the time without even thinking about it. We can build spaceships, send people to the moon, and time those landings down to a fraction of a second, all because we know laws like gravity are precise and unwavering. The argument here is that the law of attraction is exactly the same. It's always working, just like gravity, and it's just as precise in shaping your entire life based on your thought. So now we're going to take this a step further, because it's not just some abstract idea. It's about how your thoughts literally become the things and experiences in your life. And this is the really wild part. A quote from Prentice Mulford says, "Every thought of yours is a real thing, a force." Think about that. Your thoughts aren't just these passive little things floating around in your head. According to The Secret, each and every thought is a real, tangible thing. It's an energy, a force, that goes out and actively shapes the world around you. And for proof, the book points to something from the real world. Check out this number, 96%. Apparently, just 1% of the population earns about 96% of all the money that's being earned. That's a huge disparity, right? Well, the book says this is no accident. It's not a coincidence. It's happening for a reason. That tiny group of people, they understand something the rest of us don't. They understand the secret. Whether they know it or not, they are using the law of attraction by constantly focusing their thoughts on wealth and abundance, and so that's what they attract. But really, the most powerful evidence presented in the book comes from personal stories. I mean, the whole thing is packed with these incredible testimonials. People claiming they've healed themselves from chronic pain and disease. People receiving huge, unexpected checks in the mail, finding their soulmate, fixing their businesses, you name it. All these reported miracles are attributed to using the secret. And all of this brings us to the final and maybe the most important takeaway from this whole thing. The power is now in your hands. The book's ultimate message is one of total empowerment. It says there isn't a single thing you can't do with this knowledge. The secret isn't hidden anymore. It's been revealed for you to use. It's like you've been handed the keys to the kingdom, the toolkit to create your own life. And so it leaves us with this final, really powerful question. It's not just something to think about. It's a challenge. It's a call to action. Now that you know the secret, what are you going to